Hey, this is Keenan and welcome back to my channel. Got a video today that I'm going to entitle Elon Musk Wouldn't Tolerate Black Crime. Okay? Elon Musk wouldn't tolerate black crime. Let's just say if Tesla had 50% of all their issues coming from one department that only represented 13% of their nation or of their company, okay? So one department that represented 13% of their problems or their critical problems. Elon Musk wouldn't tolerate that because he would dedicate all of his time and resources into fixing that department, or eliminating that department. That's what you do as a good leader. You fix it or you eliminate it. But you can't have one department causing half your critical issues. Well, this symbolizes Black America. We are 13% of the population, but we account for 50% of all of the critical issues. People say, oh, crime in Black America is bad, but they don't really know the numbers, you know. We are 13% of the population. But a few years ago, we were half of all murders. And I know stats don't resonate with a lot of people, you know. One stat that used to always come out was, well, you know, 85 to 90% of all whites are killed by whites. 85 to 90% of all blacks are killed by blacks. But what that doesn't go into is the rate, okay? The rate or how often it occurs. For example, right? Let's just say a small race, right? Native Americans. And you had 10 Native Americans killed. And if 9 were killed by Native Americans, then that's 90%. You had 100 Native Americans killed. And if 90 were killed by Native Americans, that's 90%. And we could go on to 1,000, being 900 out of 1,000, that's still 90%. So all the way across the board, right, is 90%. But wouldn't you prefer that it was 9 out of 10? Like, wouldn't you prefer only 10 murders happening instead of 1,000? Well, that's the case. All races usually kill other races, or no, kill their own race. However, it's how often it occurs in the Black community. Our murder, even though it's still around about 90%, is so much higher compared to other races. We slaughter each other, and we don't care. Actually, usually, like, we can't get a group of people to come stand up and march in our neighborhoods. It's all about if a white person does it. To fix black issues, a lot of blacks really think it's to make better white people. They love that white man. They do whatever for that white man. I don't know if they want to be white, but that's what they think about. They crave on that thought. And it's weird. We're willing to get together, protest, and march against the external issue, but not an internal issue. Who am I going to have more influence over? Somebody who looks like me or some white cop down the street? Like, we will talk about that George Floyd, a dope fiend who didn't care anything about black people. We will go march for him. He didn't care. He was a parasite. He didn't care for us. We will go march for George Floyd because a white cop did it. So that's weird how we put 99 point something percent of our effort into fixing an external issue where we are killing ourselves. Like, that's what we're doing. And we don't put any effort into that. Now, what would Elon Musk do in this situation? He'd be like, why are we putting all our effort into something that we really can't fix? But the stuff that we can fix, we don't even touch. It's almost taboo. He wouldn't tolerate it. He wouldn't tolerate it. And it's extremely sad when we don't even recognize how bad it is. You know, yeah, just some of the murders. Blacks have about 9,000 homicide victims every year. Whites have 72. So some of those talking heads would be like, look at this. We're almost on par. We got 9,000, they got 72. But what they don't know is numbers. They're about 4.5 times our population. You know, they'll say things like, when we talk about all crime, they'll say, see, whites commit more crime than blacks, but their population is 4.5 times greater. And I be thinking, I'm like, are you stupid? Do you not understand that? I'll be honest. If you don't understand what I've just presented, you are part of the problem. Have a good day.